Welcome back, everybody, and this is part 3 of the what the hell is it? Yeah,
Billy Meier.
Yeah, Billy Meier, 7 Principles of the Aspiring One.
And people can actually look this up. What's the website where they can look it up?
Futureofmankind.co.uk.
It's a great website. There's a lot of great material.
It's like a Wikipedia of information.
The two websites that we go to, because these extraterrestrial channeling that we read, we read a lot of these, but probably our two main is LO Research.
Yep.
And for me, I go to LO Research probably more than I go to this website.
Yeah, Future Mankind
it's all the same.
It's all as one.
It's all as one. Yeah.
Thank you. The last one we said shit that would probably charge you up. You talk about murdering people. You talk about looking at someone in an indecent way, like all those things.
Affairs.
Yeah. Those are inconsequential trifles. They're just thoughts that occurred, right?
You're not a bad person because you think bad things.
Because a bad thing was thought.
No.
Don't do it.
Right.
You know what I mean? Don't dwell on it or dwell on it. Just let them pass, learn from it, neutral, positive thinking, and turn them into an understanding.
I always think of Batman in this scenario because you have this super rich guy. The last movie was so great. The line was, and they switched, so hopefully this guy is cool.
I got to get the
Twilight guy.
Yeah.
I didn't mind Ben Affleck at all. I know a lot of people don't like him or whatever, but Batman, the whole thing is here's this guy. He controls the city. He's the wealthiest guy in the city. Mm-hmm. And he's got like this super hard on against crime, and he just can't let it go.
He won't let it go.
And it all stems from his parents' death. Mm-hmm. And so now he's created this whole dark, we love Batman's, this whole, everything about
Everything's
it.
Blacked out. He's in a cave,
yes,
right? It's underground. The place is called Gotham. The city is gray. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And all of that stems from being this little boy and seeing your parents murdered.
Right.
It's this, and we're going to talk about this, and I want people to understand this. Number 3 says this: you should never ever allow anxiety, fear, and insecurity in any respect to rise in you. Oh, this is so good.
Okay. We've had episodes on what anxiety is, what fear is.
Right.
They're not real things. It's like this, you're applying this state of unknowingness and lack of logical application and saying, I'm just going to attach myself and my actions to this unreal thing.
What's your ego? It's your monkey mind, your ego. And I want you to picture, every time I say ego, I want you to picture like the simple monkey.
Yeah.
It's your monkey mind saying, I've done this for me 48 years and I don't understand the situation I'm in right now.
Yep.
And I think I need to fight or I need to have flight.
Yeah.
That's all this is.
And you gotta stop for a second, because anxiety is, I don't know what's going to happen in the future. Mm-hmm. So I'm just scared of everything.
Yes.
I'm so anxious about not knowing. That's what anxiety is. Fear is saying, I know something's going to occur,
right,
but I'm now going to be scared of it. Why? Someone has told you exactly what's going to happen. Deal with the information you have.
Well, we saw this in the beginning where we all did it, but this overboard fear of society with COVID. Remember, we thought the CDC came out, we're like, oh, it can be on tables. Then they're like, nope, can't be on tables. Then we're like, we need to wear 5 masks. But I don't know if that's like, but you know how we
but Jason,
overreacted.
They said it's a thing.
Yeah.
COVID is a thing.
Yes.
But don't act illogically now. Mm-mm. You know what that thing is. When you act illogically,
yes,
knowing of something in the future that can occur, that will occur, that is fear.
Yes.
Anxiety is saying, I never knew COVID was fear, but I'm going to stay in my house just because I don't want to get sick from anything.
Yeah.
Now I'm just anxious.
And then every time you saw those people that would go to you'd walk across them in the aisle.
Yeah.
And we'd stay 6 feet apart, but then people would like run and hide in the corner, or they couldn't handle.
What does
they
it
were
cause you to
freaking
do?
out.
People act emotionally.
Yes.
They act off these impulses that are unreal.
Yeah. And he said, you should never allow.
Don't do it.
Don't let anxiety, fear, and insecurity, big word too. Yep. Insecurity. That's a great word. I think majority, I like to, this Course in Miracles I'm reading now, it's a channeling material too. They base everything down to fear and love. So, your response is either in love or in fear.
Yeah.
So to me, anxiety and insecurity is fear-based. All of this, if you're on a negative side, it's fear-based. If you're on the positive side, it's love-based. Go ahead.
The insecurity is, I don't want to learn about myself. I don't think I have the power within me to handle this. I need a group to come with me. When you then start to identify with these things on the outside, other things to empower you, false things to give you security, what happens when those are ripped away? What happens when you still get COVID and you've been wearing a mask? You got to understand the reality of what is going on here. There are preventative measures and things can happen, but you can't live in a world of insecurity. Insecurity creates inaction. It drives you to make illogical choices, to be highly emotional. And from that, you're not allowing yourself to evolve because you don't want to understand.
Yeah, I talked to a lady the other day, and she's in a really bad relationship, but her husband has a lot of wealth.
Yep.
So there's the scary part about I've lived for years and years off this person and have a really good life.
She's attached her lifestyle to his income.
Yes, and so now I want to leave, but I can't. She feels she can't. You see what I'm saying? So there's anxiety, fear, and insecurity. So you're living in a self-imposed prison.
Yeah, of your own creation.
Yes.
Because you don't recognize the power you have within yourself.
And you're allowing money and security to control you.
To prevail, to prevail. What is a veil? Something that comes over, something that shrouds. So when you are allowing these negative, illusory, false, illogical things to veil your life and your perspective. So every time you push forward, you're trying to move through this veil. What's going to happen? Nothing positive. No evolution will occur from that.
There's no evolution.
You're essentially blocked by this veil. You are blind to the real world. I love this word, prevail. It's great.
Yeah,
now that I'm thinking about it, it's a great word.
Yeah, nor allow it to prevail in the slightest way. You should never in any way have the slightest distrust in yourself.
Why? When you were saying, say for instance, this lady in this relationship, she doesn't trust that she can handle or live her life outside of it. She's forgotten the power of herself, her own sovereignty, the power of her spirit, the power of her consciousness as a human being outside of the relationship.
It's somebody that's been in prison for 20, 30 years and they get out.
They've weakened the mind, lived into the subconscious impulses, and attached themselves, put their insecurity into these physical items outside of them. So now they don't even think that they have any of the muster internally to deal with this stuff. So you don't trust you have the strength. The second you don't trust yourself is when you make mistakes. When you jump early, you don't take the risk. You avoid catalysts. You avoid evolution.
Yes, that's so big, and that's such a great word because risk is learning. Risk is not a bad word.
No.
Our whole society, we've changed everything. We've lost so much freedom based off of worrying about security and risk.
We try to de-risk everything to the point where you can't evolve. It's
but,
sterile.
And we talk about this on our Turtle TCast episode. We encourage you guys, if you guys like future technology, all that stuff, to listen to that. We talk about this in the sense of we've tried to avoid risk for so long that we've put ourselves in the riskiest situation ever. The average household is 25 times leveraged.
Correct.
But we don't even know. No one knows with bonds and stuff like that where the debt is even originated from.
They have no clue. Why?
They've been packaged and put together.
It's been collateralized and recollateralized over and over and over and over and over.
Turtle knows with their blockchain, but
yeah, we know. We know where it all started.
Every beginning.
That's the question. That's right, Jason. You tell him about the provenance of this thing.
No, I won't get into that. But I'm just saying, if you have anxiety, fear, and insecurity, and you're not trusting yourself, and you're allowing yourself to live off these impulses, you're going to put yourself in a situation that's going to be your worst nightmare.
Right. You need to trust you can live in this world of catalysts.
Yes, right.
The world demands. Creation demands that you be tested. Not in a negative sense, not in a Herculean way, right?
Yes.
It's just that we have to do these things. Otherwise, you de-evolve. You become static, like a festering swamp. And you can't have that because that's where things go to die. You need to be catalyzed to move, catalyzed to change your thoughts. You have to have strength in the fact that you know you can take action at that time.
Yeah, a catfish can live in a swamp. There's like very few things.
You don't want to be a bottom feeder.
Yeah. I like what he says here, though. Not just believing in yourself or having no doubt in yourself. He says your personality and your success. So let's talk about this. We've talked about this before. Personality. There's some people that say, well, I just have a weird personality, or that they're not trusting their personality.
You're discounting yourself.
Yes.
I don't care how weird you are. What I found is those really weird people
are the greatest.
They're the best, and you're a little off. You're off put to start because they're so themselves, but then you're like, whoa.
Who changes culture from the beginning of time?
Correct.
Since sitting around a fire when we first were like, ooh, oh, and then came up with words. The weirdest guy in the tribe usually was the guy that figured out, oh, we can make these arrowheads.
Yeah, he's being himself.
Yeah.
He trusts in his weirdness.
Yes.
You know, this is not like a super woke culture thing. Like, this is me. This is who I am. Right.
Right.
You know, personal point of privilege. Like, slow down.
Yeah.
You have a personality.
Yes.
Trust in the fact that this is your personality. Don't let other people define.
Those people are not trusting in themselves because they wouldn't have that issue around others if they were service to others and they trust in themselves. Mm-hmm. They wouldn't have such an internal fear-based.
Correct.
And then projecting that out to
and
everyone else around them.
Yeah,
and then everything's about control. Then.
It's all control now.
Yeah.
Yep. So,
so your personality and your success.
Awesome. So, like, I did something great. Oh, that was lucky thanks to this other person. No. You did that in some way, shape, or form, Jason. You have pushed yourself into some sort of area where success has come to you. Don't pass it away.
Yeah.
Don't put an upper limit there.
Yes.
You did it.
Yes.
Trust in yourself. Trust your personality. And every time you have a little win, celebrate that. Congratulations. You have learned something.
It's not ego.
And it's not success just in money.
Yes.
Oh my God, I learned something.
Yeah.
That's a success. My personality didn't drive me away from it. I wasn't fearful of the learning. I did it.
I went to the gym for a month straight. You know, when I said I was going to, I lived up to the promise that I gave myself. That's success.
So cool.
Yeah.
And you want to know something? Those people are glowing when you see them doing it.
Yes.
And they're not in the anxiety and the fear. They're actually pulling themselves out of Gotham City.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
They are not the Dark Knight anymore.
No.
They're a shining bright sun.
They're shining bright like a diamond.
Yeah.
So all thoughts.
All thought sprouts.
Yes.
It's a thing. So in respect to this, ladies and gentlemen, German language has the ability to compound and connect ideas into single words.
This makes sense. Yeah.
It's a really good language. So when you translate it, for us, we have to put hyphens and stuff to see how they've combined.
So this is one word, thought sprouts.
Thought sprouts.
Right.
That's what it is. What does a thought do? It sprouts. You're essentially, every time you think something, Jason, you're sowing a field. So do I want to put water on that thought over there? Do I want to allow that really negative thought to grow? Oh, wait, you know what, something? I don't want to farm that field today. I'm going to do this one over here. It's actually going to give me nutrients. There's going to be great gain from the fruit that comes from this crop later.
That's so true because you'll see that. It's like people fester
it's in thought sprouts.
Yeah.
So they'll be like, I'm going to go hang out in this field, right? And they're like, putting like weed killer and stuff on it. But what you're doing is like you're tending to this really negative energy over here. You're a thought sprout.
Yes.
That's what it is. It sprouts up.
That's awesome. And then he has a German word here. And negative Oscar-Tetten. Yeah.
What Oscar-Tetten means is you are spiraling negatively in your evolution.
That's what happens.
Out of control.
Yeah, yes.
That's the German word for this. It's when you just keep going down and down to the worst possible state of you.
Yeah, and he says negative spiraling feelings.
You'll get those feelings. The feelings that cause you to spiral.
Yeah.
And you also get thought sprouts.
Yeah, to this effect must be recognized immediately and banned without compromise.
No.
Yeah.
You have the power within yourself to just
I love this.
Fucking say no.
Yeah.
That's all you got to do. Don't worry about the consequences.
This is unreal. I'm not even entertaining this.
Just no.
No. Yeah. No. Yeah.
See ya.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to go focus on the real shit. That's all you got to do. And you have to be confident you have to know who you are.
Yeah.
Friends, I know who I am. I know what agitates me. I know where my strengths are.
Right.
And I'm not going to change that. I understand my personality. I work with it. And I'm not perfect. I'm continuing to evolve, but I know the base.
Right. Yeah. And that's something that a lot of people haven't even took the time to figure out.
And guess what? It was never comfortable figuring it out.
No.
And I was not in fear of my past or my thoughts.
No. And some things that when you begin to study your base or your personality or yourself, however you want to say it, there's going to be things that don't align with
your perspectives,
your biases, your religious biases or whatever. And now you have to be strong enough to confront those and say, hey, I am attracted to the same sex, but I am a Christian or I'm Catholic or I'm Islam. And my religion says this isn't right. Don't feel guilty about that.
No.
Why are they imposing on your free will?
It is your personality.
Yes.
This is the foundation of your life. Do not start to remove stones with false perspective and make your foundation shaky.
I see this so many times where people are feeling guilty about who they actually are.
Yeah.
If it's breaking crime, the agreed upon rules that we have in society, I get that.
Yeah.
But if it's not causing harm, celebrate it.
Correct.
Whatever it is.
Don't fear who you are.
Yeah.
Because when you do that, you do harm to yourself and others at the same time. You slow your evolution.
Yeah. On the ABQ business podcast that we do, I had a guy on there, and it was really good about being in sales and being an introvert.
Yeah.
And it was really interesting to me. And he was talking about how powerful people that are introverts can take the time, have one-on-one conversations with people and really get to know them, where extroverts are more like next. They don't want to build a relationship with a person. So he was talking about when you begin to accept yourself, because there's introverts that are out there that will say, I need to be more extroverted.
No, you don't.
I need to be more extroverted. No, you need to take what you have, the gift and abilities that you have, send a gift to this person, be extremely thoughtful. Have more Zoom conversations if you're more comfortable that way. How do you like to communicate? Do you like sending out like long, beautiful emails to your partner? Do that. They're going to love reading it when they're at work.
Dive into who you are.
Yes.
Be confident in it. And guess what? Ban it without compromise.